Okay, I'm gonna clean this like terminal hookups. They're in there pretty good. I don't know how they even wire stuff like this up. There's a million connection points. It's all usable wires, so it's all data. I guess data wire. I guess. Surprising. So much, very little copper looking, but it's like they say there's lots in here. So this is pretty heavy stuff. Just a little bit of wire. A little snap ties there or zip ties. The stuff that I got from my buddy who bought a bank. Well, they bought a whole building, but there's a bank in there, so they shut down. Someone said it could have been Laurentia Bank, but I'm not sure. Don't know. But anyways, I want to do a low-grade wire run. Take all this stuff over in my garage. Should be 2 or 3 pails probably. Garbage cans. Oh, that's a lot of. Sure, lots of wire, I'll tell you. Okay, well, I'm going to continue here. Just take forever here otherwise, but I just wanted to show you how there are all these little multiple connection points here. I mean, they got blue, white, blue, striped, red, striped, blue. They can mean millions of colors. It's like almost like a puzzle, right? You think it'd be standard colors now. They give you a white, and then they have stripes. White with blue stripes, and then blue with white stripes, and red with orange stripes. Crazy. Someone who works with this stuff's got to be pretty patient working with this stuff. I don't know how they even. I guess everything it's just released on the channel. You put a wire there and then snap it down. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. Okay, I got a North Star. Some sort of data machine, something like that, maybe a modem or something, hard to say. Anyways, it screws out already. Oh wow, it's actually pretty nice. Wow, better than I expected. I didn't think it'd be that good. So get a nice looking board. Pull this out. And normally these aren't that great, but I guess being a little bit of vintage here. Vintage, huh? Bunch of IC chips and stuff. So even where the phone jack plugs are, really good plating on these things. I pulled one out of a socket. Plating's a really nice plating here. You can see that. It came out of these sockets here. I think better than normal plating, I think. Anyways, you just have to explore. Just going through a bunch of stuff here, trying to get things ready so I can go to Scrapyard. Here's another one. It's got a security screw here, but see if I have one here. Yeah, it fits here. This came from the same building, but it's Motorola. Not sure where all the screws are going to be, but not just something's underneath here, but usually you probably open pretty easy. See a difference here? Probably maybe advances in technology. This is fairly newer. It's older school. That's why I want the old school. Look at all the IC chips. So each one you have a possibility of gold bonding wires. This one, your possibility is 2 chips. And then maybe let's look under this cover here. I read it, well, I guess not really much under there. One little IC chip and a crystal oscillator. But guys, you're mentioning how do you get the gold out of these? Well, what I do is I take the chips off. I might use sulfuric acid, I'm thinking, to dissolve the plastics, or I might incinerate it. Incinerate it means you're burning it with a flame, turns to ashes, and then you can either pan it out like almost like you're gold mining, or you could dissolve it in acids and then precipitate it with different chemicals. So I'm just not sure how I'm going to process things yet, but I got about a jar about this big, 3/4 full right now. It's a 2-kilogram peanut jar, plastic. When that's totally full, I'm going to start adventuring and trying to get some gold. But for now, I'm just collecting IC chips. Like this one for sure. I'll knock them all off. You can knock them off in a couple of minutes. They're all cleaned. Not even 2 minutes. Really fast. But that's the start of getting things together. Okay, I want to show you how I take these off here. To take this plastic part off. See, all different, right? This one is actually has really good gold plating on it. So some only have the tips. This one has the whole thing. The whole pin was gold plated. So as you can see how it's all gold plated right to the bottom. So this one, you know, you'd have to cut it tighter, or you could actually unsolder them, right? You just have to pry the plastic. That's what ideally you want to do, is pry the plastic off. See like that? Look at the gold there. This is the telecom stuff, right? So, you know, I guess your best bet is if you can get a real tight cutter, and you can cut it really tight. It's probably your best bet. But it's probably the whole pin is gold plated, I would think. So it might be advisable maybe to actually pull them out, leave the plug, and then pull them all out in one shot, but then you gotta fiddle around with it. So maybe it's you put in a sand bath or something and pop them off, or that's leave it up to you. But there is most likely it's all gold plated, top to bottom. So it's like 1/8 of an inch, a couple 1/8 of an inch there. But anyways, you know, you just gotta keep your eye on that kind of stuff, right? Oh, look at this thing here. There's another modem here. iProm messaging. Travel America, it says. Let's see what's in here. It's probably a modem of some sort, but just to see. Might be an old one. Okay, it's not bad. What's it coming out? Why is that one not coming out? There it is. Okay, let's just see what's in it. We got a Sharp IC here. It says Sharp from Korea. Crystal oscillator. 2 crystal oscillators I can see. Oh, I got a gold crystal oscillator. I've never seen that one before. Gold plated. So basically, you're gonna have one IC, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ICs, and good gold plating too, actually. So, you know, it's actually a nice little board. This is your battery, and there's something else. Anyways, like I say, you know, instead of selling this, like, it doesn't weigh nothing anyways. They're only gonna give you maybe 30 cents a pound. It weighs maybe a quarter of a pound, so you're gonna get maybe 10 cents. You get 10 cents for this thing. You might as well take the IC chips off yourself, and then just throw the thing in shred for 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like 5 cents a pound. Because there's still, even though you take a couple components off, right? You still have, there's still copper, right? This is still copper, well thin a sheet of copper on both sides. That's why when they're green boards, both sides are worth more money, because there's, it's very thin, but if you put it in the fire, that copper sheet comes out actually. The older the boards are, the thicker the sheeting is, right? So there is a little sheet, but what the guys do is, I watched on YouTube, they take cutouts where they have, you know, pieces of green board never been used, and all they do is they grind it all up to like a pulp, and they put it on a shaker table, and the copper separates, and they get hundreds and hundreds of pounds. This guy buys from the factories. So there's actually a lot of 1 second, I gotta grab this here. That was an important phone call to pick up, but what I was really saying is they'll buy cutout boards. When, you know, there could be templates and stuff, boards that don't get used, or boards that are little cutoff points, because when you punch out a board, like, say they come in sheets, like, they might come in sheets like maybe 2 feet by 2 feet, say for instance, in sheets. So what they do is they have 10 boards on a sheet, but there's always, you know, different little cutout points everywhere that they don't take the whole sheet up. So there's always cutoff pieces. So they sell it to the whatever, maybe like $20 a ton or $50 a ton, whatever they sell it for, because they know there's copper in there. So all they do is to grind it up to like a mush. Then you put it with water on a shaker table. It shakes like this. What happens is plastic goes one way, the better metals go closer, like gold and everything. But since there's no gold here, it's just gonna be copper. It's gonna be one line of pure copper, and they can get thousands and thousands of pounds. This guy buys, he's somewhere in one of the Eastern European countries. I watched it on Mount Baker Mining and something. Anyways, they have a good channel on their hammers. They get a hammer mill, but they went to one of the factories where they were using that, and it was very incredible. So nothing gets wasted. Every piece of copper right now, it looks like nothing. You won't even see the copper. You can try peeling it off. It's nothing. But when it's ground up, it's like basically flour copper. But, you know, and end result is, you know, they could just, since it's a pure form, they could put in a crucible, melt it, and refine it. It's a copper ingot, right? Because it's pure. It's not like if it's 80, you know, 60% copper and blah blah blah, and you got to put acids to bring the copper back. No, it's a copper item. So it's a 100% recycling. Then they're planning to take the plastic and doing something else with that. I never heard the end result about that, but so then again, 100% recycle. But this is in Europe, so even though it's a green board, you think you take the components off, it's still worth money, but to the right person who can process it properly. But what the scrapyards do, because I was wondering why they shut our grinder down here. They were saying they couldn't get rid of soil. Well, they couldn't get rid of the fines. Well, the fines are where the precious metals are. When you grind something up, you get you'll get gravel, glass, but you get precious metals. All these components that ground up, it's kind of like a sand mixture. They couldn't get rid of that. They probably meant they couldn't sell it. They sure you can dump it. It costs money to dump it, but I think there's people that buy that. They may pay $100. No, they wouldn't pay $100 a ton, but they might pay like $10 a ton. But maybe they got thousands and thousands of tons of this material coming out. But someone will buy that, break it down, and then someone will buy even the finest stuff and break it down. So you could actually sell it to 3 or 4 guys, because when they crunch it all up, they take the basic metals and magnets and everything, they're gone. But there's also, you know, fines, there's other things like copper in there that they can't extract. So another guy buys that. Then he may not perfect it 100%. He'll just take what he wants out of there. Then the very last guy will say, I want any gold out of there, or any silver, or any type of other metals that no one else goes for, right? So the stuff is worth right down to the last grain. Even the glass is recyclable, but you know, maybe it's not worth it. But I talk to many people about, you know, I always inquire about things and talk to people about, yeah, it's knowledge, right? When you learn a lot, but even the dirt is worth money, believe it or not. There's a lot of precious metals by the time they grind all this up. Anyways, just want to share that with you because a lot of people don't realize, you know, they just see scrap metal and think, you know, dump it or whatever, right? No, there's a little more to the science of scrap metal. You know, the scrap yards, okay, they sell it, okay, but the main buyers before the refinery, they grind it up and split everything up and sell it everywhere else. The refineries just go for what metals they want. If they want steel or aluminum, that's what they want. But the fine precious metals are in here. They're in here for sure. And they do extract a lot of it. They don't advertise it because why would they advertise and say, hey, out of a ton of material I'm making $200 of precious metals? They're not going to tell you that. They just say, okay, well, you know, its margins are slow, you know, the loads aren't that great. Everybody downsizes their loads. If everybody's talking about how much money they made in the scrap businesses, right? They wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't want to take it to that scrapyard because they always brag. Because I deal with other scrapyards, they always brag about, yeah, I make $5,000 a day scrap. Okay, well, that's fine, but you know, there's still lots involved, right? There's still labor, insurance, and all that. You know, you can make a lot of money. Like, you know, I made, you know, doing asbestos removal, I made $5,000 one year, but you know, at the end of the month, you're not even making $5,000 profits. It's just going out the door to labor, cost, everything, supplies, materials, insurance, fuel, car breakdowns. We don't realize the overhead in these big companies, right? But anyways, I just want to let you know there's a lot to these you know, boards, right? Not just if I pull off what I like I say, even this transformer, like I say, it's so dinky little, they don't even care about it. But someone who really deals with fines, like really fine copper, you know, you take a 5-gallon pail of these, you probably couldn't lift it up. It's that heavy. But anyways, very interesting. Like I say, to me, I'm just taking all these chips out. I'll take all the the crystal oscillators off. I might cut these pins out because these pins are actually good plating. This is a little bit older box, so that means the quality's gonna be a lot better. If you get a newer box, plating's worth nothing, to be honest. It's like maybe like the bare minimum plating. It could even be like, you know, I seen one time a fob. It was like a kind of a fob, a keychain fob. It was 4-karat gold. It was all tarnished up and stuff, found in the ocean, meltecting. So, but all they do is they put a little bit of gold flash on here, doesn't corrode, keeps connection solid. But in the older technology, they didn't have that technology. When they plated on there, you had a larger amount, more microns of gold, versus today, they flash it on, it's just like, it's nothing. You can't even, you know, it's nothing, to be honest. Here is an actual plating. If you run your finger possibly between the non-plating side and the plating side, your fingernail may feel a bit of plate, like the gold plating. Let me see if I can try that. You know, yeah, this one you can't, but the plating's good. I can see the plating's good, but in the older technology, the plating's really, really thick. Now everything's perfected because everything's so expensive. When gold was like $200 an ounce, who cared? You know, no one cared. But when it's like 2,000 Canadian an ounce or close to, you know, every little, you know, 1 gram of gold is basically 50-60 bucks. So they're not gonna, you know, they want to pay less as possible, but give you the bare minimum. That's what they're doing, a lot of these companies, especially the new stuff today. Okay, let's keep moving. A little power plant here, used for the data boxes. Expired in 1991, 8 month. Okay, so let's just do a little strip down. This should be gold, nice gold plated, yeah, beautiful. So, see, this is really good quality. This stuff you gotta definitely have to treasure that. Transformer's out already. Find the right wrench for that. Okay, pop this off quickly. We can just take a look inside. The way they built that box looks like it'd be made in the 60s. But it's kind of usually how things were built back then. Northern Electric. This goes back pretty early. It's old school. And this obviously this connector is really good. Yeah, the gold plating, yeah, it was solid gold plating from top to the bottom. So that's awesome. Here's the transformer. Cord out here. So basically a capacitor here. I'm just going to take this terminal off here. Clean it up a bit, pull a few wires, and then I'll throw in a scrap pile. But a little bit of add value. Okay. There's lots of windings on here. Had a lot of different voltages. Looks like copper. Yeah, definitely copper. Okay, that's it on this one. Pretty basic. At least it's solid metal, right? And that looks like aluminum almost. The way it looks like on the inside. Yeah. That's a good one. Okay. Let's take these two little screws out. Just gonna pry them out from this side. There it is, clean aluminum. Okay, that's it. I got something called here Faxomatic TGI Electronics Limited. Plugs in the wall, but it's got must be like a conditioner or something, I'm not sure. Anyways, we'll see what it is. It says Faxomatic. Okay, so it's got a transformer. Looks like an IC chip. Korean. 1980 on it, it says. Or 1990 maybe? No, 1980. Huh. Pretty old. It's got a couple small IC chips, one crystal oscillator. Wow. Neat technology, huh? So 1980. See, it's soldered right to the board, the wall plugs. So that would be brass transformer. Then your plating will be here. You can see it's only plated just where it has to be plated, basically. Okay. Nice little board anyways, got an IC chip, so I'm happy with that. Okay. I'm getting to take my spokes out now. It's almost like it's plastic banding. Kind of exactly what it is. Come on, stupid. So this is the kind of we have to unscrew. It holds the valve in place. I don't know what they're called. I'm not a bike person, but there it is. Unscrew that. A little brass here. And probably just some brass. Nice to have a catching pan because you don't want to get a flat tire with this stuff. Okay, well, that's it. Catch all my screws in here. It's amazing. It's got weight to it. Just a bunch of spokes, but they're pretty heavy. Didn't weigh that heavy, the pan. Don't waste nothing. Any kind of metal is metal. Even it's a bunch of nails, even don't matter. It's still metal. Okay, so that's ready there. Just going around, get everything organized. Take a little bit of aluminum back, a little bit of stainless steel. Take the wire, but I'm going to Asian Yard for the wire because I think they'll pay better. But I might inquire first the other lot. But my experience, they pay better for wire, anyways. But it's a toss-up, it's kind of back and forth. But I don't mind giving the wire to those guys because I do a lot of business with them, right? So at least this way, you gotta keep your doors open, right? Right? Keep your doors open to different scrap yards. Otherwise, one guy just pay you lower and lower, and then you think the market's down, but it's not down. This is how it is. One day they're maybe they lost money on somewhere else, so you want to get out of it, right? It's always like that. Okay. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to take this wire too. I don't know, it's got like a fiberglass. I don't know what kind of weird wire this is. There's a fiberglass coating on the outside. I'm going to throw it into a bag. I don't trust that stuff, whatever it is. I'll got one here too. Okay. Okay, a few more things and then we're gonna take off. Actually, in the van there, I have to go there and grab the gutters I got from yesterday. Battery died, didn't go on video, but I'll tell you, it was a bit of a hassle trying to get the gutters. But anyways, got them. Had to fold them down a bit. It was really noisy, right? It was getting late. So, anyways, it's better for them, better for me, because it was basically a tripping hazard. It was in the alley and all over the side of the boulevard. So it wasn't a lot. It was just 2 long pieces there, and there was a bunch of other metal mixed in, but it topped off my truck. It was worth my time, so I was happy with that. Okay, let's keep going. Pot lid. Okay, so basically, to clean it, we'll take the handle off. It's unscrews. But here, we have a steel. Just get yourself a pair of pliers or channel locks, and just go back and forth like that. There it is, clean. Snaps right off. So it's a clean piece of stainless steel. Otherwise, you gotta use a saw or a hammer, whatever you want to use, but channel locks work really good. These ones here, we just get it under there somehow. There it is. Pop that out. Make sure you have your magnet to show. Clean. The pot here. Oops. Put a little copper finish on the bottom here, kind of make it a little more classier. Check this too. Stainless steel. There's very stuck toilet paper there. Strainer. Might have a use for that strainer. Keep that strainer. Here's the glass part. Stainless steel. Recycled glass. Okay, so if you do get a pot handle, just use a pair of pliers. Works pretty good. Okay, so we're getting there. 3 pails, and I got a milk carton, a wire, and then we have stainless steel, aluminum. Getting almost there, pretty close. This one's actually stainless steel, but it's got a steel bottom. This one I'll just use for acids and stuff. Make an acid mixture or something. Keep that one. Okay. Go through here, see what I can get together quick. Without spending too much time. Yeah, I was gonna get this ready. It's only a few screws here. Okay, so let's put all it. But I have my aluminum in the other truck I have to grab too. Okay, that's my load from yesterday. Here's gutters. They're all clean. All I have to do is take maybe a couple pieces of plastic off. Moth right in my face. Better than nothing. If I didn't get it, someone else would have got it, right? So anyways, aluminum here. I can take a couple pieces of aluminum out of here. I'll take that right away. Let's get a screwdriver. On the side door. Lower it down a bit. There's a little bit of wire here from yesterday. It's hard to get to. Cable. I have some lumen up there, but it's a little bit hard to get to for now, so it's okay. It's always, you know, it's one day no aluminum, next day you got a whole load, so I'm gonna take the least of wire of that stove for now, and then I'm gonna put printer and something up over, yes, and then I dump that right after. Dump that load, dump this load, go 2 different scrapyards first, and then this scrapyard here, just dump the rest of this here, and whatever that I think is worth more than scrap, I'll leave it inside, so whatever I get, I get. Okay, that's why I stripped these, because very good value here. There's lots of stuff here, a lot of material, a lot of wire. The mortar here too. As you can see, it's quite the wire. And then you have this aluminum cover here. It's got a copper spool in here. And then we have the bar here, but the bar here, it's actually single bar, like, versus it's behind glass. No, sometimes these come out as one bar. This one's all separate, so I'm gonna leave it stuck for time right now. Even that's aluminum here too, the side panel. Yeah. So I think I'll take those two. Some pretty good value in the stove. That's why I take them always apart, because so much usable stuff. Get my hammer, I'm gonna hammer that off. And I'll take this mortar off here. That's for the rotisserie. This is cast aluminum with brass gears. Nice copper. Look at the copper here. Just shining like $1 million. Okay. Pop 2 sides off, and let's pre-roll it. Otherwise, Usually pops out really easy, but anyways. Knobs are aluminum, so you have to really look. These are all straight aluminum, clean too. Yep. Okay. Let's start getting rid of this wire here. Plastic, and there's a steel rivet here, so what I do is I'll have to pry it like this. Just pry it off like that, turn the screwdriver a little bit. Put a micro scrap in. See that? Let's turn the screwdriver, like just like a little twist clockwise. And then you got a little bit of clean aluminum instead of just throwing in the shreds. I think that was aluminum. I'll double check it. Feels light, but it's weird sometimes. You get fooled. We got rivets here on wood, like teak. It's like a teak material. There it is. This one here is a screwdriver. You always have to check. You take the handles off. The part is screwed to. Sometimes they're steel. Many times they're steel. So okay, so aluminum, stainless steel. Okay, so we got progress. Almost done. So I'll take that piece off. They're gonna see if I can pry it off or something. I don't have a deep socket, so I'll pry it off. Well, as long as I can turn it a little bit, it should come off really easy. It'd be easier if it wasn't up here. We'd be down, it'd be easier. You need to get better pliers. These pliers are all garbage. They're just kind of like too far gone. Okay, I'm going to try to find a socket. If I can find a socket on there, it'll fit. Let's get this off too. Whenever you see lots of brass connections, you know it's good. You know there's lots of different connections that are brass. So I'll probably have to take off the front plate. Just give me a socket first. Okay. Exactly what I'm taking back. 2 full pails, and this pail and this milk carton wire. Then I got my aluminum gutters, stainless steel, bicycle rims. So we're going 2 different yards, like I said earlier. Stainless steel's here. I'm going to try, see how much you pay for the carburetor. I'm going to my main yard, see how much you pay for this motor, aluminum, and these transformers. They're obviously aluminum, I just want to see what they pay for them. right? Just see if, I'm sure they pay 10 cents, but we'll see. And I have this thick wire here, but I can't strip this type of insulation here. It's got a cloth. I'm not going to bother anyways. I don't know, it's like a fiberglass. It goes airborne and crazy, so I don't deal with it. And I have another wire here. I just can't believe how much the insulation is just as thick. See that? Just as thick as the wire inside. Never seen stuff like this before. Very heavy, but it's mostly a lot of rubber in there. So I'm not even going to bother stripping this. I'm just going to just sell it the way it is. It's, I think, number 2 insulated it's going to be. Anyways. Okay, so take this load, then get a few more things for the shred load, dump that, and then I may throw the rest of this metal in my van with the fridge maybe, and then take this van load. Then I do an inspection. Hard to say, because I might want to do something else later on, so we'll see. Okay, stay tuned. I'll let you know what the totals are. Just got out of here. I gotta basically collect some more money now, but let's see the scrapyard. Let's get a picture of this slip here. I went to the other scrapyard. They only offered me 50 cents for that wire. They offered me 75 cents for that wire. So that's 25 cents. So that's I had 130 pounds. So that's like probably 30 bucks. $30 just within 3 blocks away. See, I want to get some totes like that. Okay, let me get my cash. Not too bad. 130 pounds at 75 cents if you read what you put there. Okay, so I ended up selling the metals here. Old sheet aluminum, 41 cents a pound. That's 70 pounds of that. Irony grade aluminum, so anything with iron on it, heavily dirty. That's probably the transformers and what else they have there? The 2 transformers and a carburetor, and it's something else. I can't remember what it is, but anyways, that was 44 pounds at 10 cents. Copper number 2 insulated. Copper number 2, 44 cents, which is really peanuts. But that's the one, the wire I showed you that had 50% waste at least. So it was a thick wire, but it was 50% waste. Insulation was super thick. And number 2, copper insulated, 40% waste. That's how they scale it at 82 cents a pound. That was the one that had a fiberglass coating on the outside, woven fiberglass of some sort of material. It was breaking down. It was a nightmare. So that was 82 cents a pound, with 5 pounds of that. The other one is, I guess it's how they say it is, number 2 insulated, but since it's a lot of thickness, it's kind of like number 3 insulated. And in their eyes, how they pay. Stainless steel prepared, clean stainless steel is 39, batteries are 32. So I had a $58.50, 59. I think 59. Hot in here, I gotta turn this one down. Okay, 59. Okay, so regardless, okay, I had 130 pounds. Okay, for me to go from that scrapyard to my standard Asian scrapyard where they buy all my stuff, all my dirty stuff, I made the difference of $32.52 for driving a block, from that block to that block. Only a block distance around is there's within, you know, say half a mile at the most, not even half a mile, quarter mile, there's 4 scrapyards. So they pay the most. So if you got dirty materials, you go to Ever Recycling. They pay the best for dirty materials. And clean materials, it's your own choice on where you want to go. But anyways, basically, If I would have sold it, if they told me 60 cents, I probably would have sold it. They gave me 75 cents. They usually pay me a little bit more because I deal in lots of wire. They know I have, you know, I could give them 2,000 or 3,000 pounds of low-grade wire a year. You know, if you start adding up, you know, especially spring cleanup, I think I had around 500-600, and you know, it kind of adds up over the year. But so that shows you, be careful when you sell your materials, right? Inquire first, shop around, because you can drive or just go next door and make 30 bucks more. You know what I'm saying? I made $32.50 more, which is a big difference. That puts half a tank or 1/3 of fuel in my van here. So, you know, why would I want to lose money, right? We're here to get, as scrappers, we're trying to get the most out of the metal and most dollar we can. So don't let, you know, do your homework. Just gonna lay it at that, do your homework. Okay. Full load, that's what we're taking now. Metal here, this, that. Whatever I'm gonna recycle, I'm gonna take out separately. Otherwise, it's all going. And whatever wire I can cut off that hasn't been cut off, I'm gonna cut off. So we'll let you know the weights and totals. Okay, so I took it back there, 1,120 pounds a tin. So I must have found, I would say, at least 1,100 pounds. Yes, no, 1,000 pounds yesterday, I would say. And then I found the 2 wheels here, and I found a DVD player. I chucked the microwave and didn't even strip it. You know, so far they're all been duds. Anyways, it was a newer one, so I wasn't too worried. Only thing is I lose at least one motor maybe, but that's okay. And also chucked out the bike, but I took the two wheels off it. The bike was actually nice, but the forks were all rotted and rusted really bad. Like, it got to a point where they're pitted really bad, it won't clean up. They were shock forks, so I took the wheels off the aluminum, so that's okay. And also I had another a thing that was for a shower. I showered with the glass broken, I just chucked it. Aluminum. I just don't deal with the glass right now, so I said just chuck it. But anyways, it was $72.75 for that load. So it wasn't too bad, so it was pretty good. I'm gonna head now to do an inspection. It's kind of a bit of a late one. It's already probably like 4:30, I think. I gotta go to far west side Vancouver. Yeah, it's 4:37. I'm gonna do an inspection, so I'm gonna call the video here. But I plan to do some street scrapping. If I do any, I'll have a street scrapping video separate from this video. Okay, all the best. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like. As always, thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like. Have a great day.